story that illustrates the sound and the power and the beauty of the human voice. 100 years ago, Madame Helen Modjeska, a Polish actress, was the queen of the world stage. There she is over there, Madame Helen Modjeska. She was one of the world's first superstars. She was a diva, but she was world famous. And some American impresario went to Europe and he saw people practically fighting in the streets to buy tickets to see the great Madame Modjeska. So he had an idea, I could bring her back to the States and I bet I could make a lot of money. Well, they did. They brought Madame Modjeska back to the U.S. and her U.S. debut was at the San Francisco Opera House. Thousands of people turned out for this. Thousands and thousands of people. It was a big scene. And first the mayor got up and he made a long-winded speech to welcome everybody there. And then the theater owner got up and made another long speech. Went on and on and on a hot summer day. Finally, her personal manager got up and started making another speech that went on and on and on. The crowd was getting a little restless. So the MC leans over to Madame Modjeska and says to her, "Madame Modjeska, please, would you honor us with a reading today?" And she said, "Well, I have prepared nothing, but yes, of course." She was an actress after all. She wasn't going to say no. So, Madame Modjeska steps into the spotlight at center stage. She reaches into her little handbag and she pulls out a piece of paper. And she starts reading in her native Polish. For 5 solid minutes, she wailed, she screamed, she cried, she laughed, and she whispered. When she was done, stunned silence that suddenly broke out into this thunderous standing ovation. The whole crowd was going crazy. The men were throwing their hats in the air and hooray, just going crazy. The MC comes over to Madame Modjeska and says, "Madame Modjeska, that was wonderful, but tell us, what was it that you read? Was that Shakespeare? Was that Ibsen? Was that Moliere?" And she says, "Shakespeare? That was my laundry list." That, my friends, is how powerful the sound of the human voice is. You too can have a voice like Helen Modjeska.